What's happening, people? Welcome back to another video, man. On a warm, very, very sunny Sunday afternoon in the UK, man. And Chelsea, of course, are making it even more hot in here. Excuse the lazy puns. And are performing absolutely exceptionally. There's a very big mouthful there. Pause again on that one. And Chelsea just cooking. We are cooking. The way we're playing football right now is actually so nice to see. And I know you Chelsea fans out there enjoying it as well. So if you are, you know what to do. You know what to do to hit that sub button. Make sure we're on the road to 2.2 thousand subscribers. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's what we're on the road to doing. So make sure you are supporting the channel in every way possible. And of course, smashing the like. And more importantly, putting your comments in, because that's how I engage with you lot. Putting your comments in is the best way to engage, best way to talk and gas up the Chelsea players who we saw on display today. And it was fantastic to see all these guys get a run around. And by the way, guys, for the record, they only literally played 2 days ago. They legit played 2 days ago, and they're already cooking the way they are now. So, again, don't let any rival fan try and diminish what's going on. Don't let anybody try and tell you how good or bad Chelsea is or not, because we are seeing our team. A lot of you in the chat who were here from the beginning would have backed it. Like, I was backing it from the very, very, very beginning, saying what's going on. I believe in the team, etc. And people didn't want to hear it. People did not want to hear it. And now, of course, like always, they flip-flop. They move like the wind. 1 minute it's Chelsea rubbish. Next week, you know, I am very, very confident with this team. I'm very, very confident with this team. And I feel like we can do bits this season. I feel like that's definitely possible. But it's going to be consistency that's an issue. But we're going to talk all the news. As you can see, Chelsea look amazing. 4-1 AC Milan. Exciting season. Versatility galore. We're going to talk all of these topics for the next 45 minutes or so. Smash those likes. Now, a lot of YouTubers are going live. I've decided to go live in a very saturated period of time. But at the same time, I love to talk football, and no one's going to stop me from doing that. So make sure you guys are doing that right now. Smash those likes, chat. Smash those likes. But where do we start, man? I think we've got to start on the game. I think we have to start on the game. So many talking points. And it's all good because I'm just happy to listen to this, yeah. I'm just happy to see the team performing in the way it is. Like the way we started from the bottom and now we're here. Does that make sense? Like we started from the bottom and now we're here. It's like the team is taking shape. And all of you in the chat who've been here from the beginning, who was here when Chelsea were playing such bad football 2 years ago. It all started 2 years ago with Poch. I'm not even talking about the Lampard season. That was a write-off because you had old players in the team and then you had a blend of young players in the team and a bit of both. You know what I'm trying to say? The strategy just started. We'd won the Champions League a year before. The team was dismantled. A lot of players leaving, a lot of players joining. It was a bit much. And then the strategy wasn't young players. It was like buy ready now and do that method. And it failed. And it failed miserably. And now we see a completely different Chelsea. Now we see a Chelsea that is together, that is fluid, that is young, that is vibrant, the quality, the strength and depth. I don't want to go too overboard. I don't want to get too much where it's like, we're going to win it all and we're going to win the Champions League definitely and we're the best team ever. Because Chelsea are going to lose games, chat. Newsflash, Chelsea are going to lose games. Chelsea are going to lose some games. So don't delude yourself, Chelsea fans, into thinking, oh, it's going to be peak, that we're going to win it all. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm trying to say is that don't underestimate Chelsea. Don't underestimate what we're doing. Don't underestimate what we're building. Don't underestimate the squad. Don't underestimate the management. Don't underestimate what is going on at my football club, because a lot of people are going to have to flip-flop and go, you know what? Chelsea are quite good, aren't they? All this crap. Smash those likes, chat. I don't care there's 30 people in here. I want these likes up. Big up Jay Shaw. Big up Ryan. Big up Wahab. Big up Misobo. Big up SP. My mods are in the building. This is the channel in the I am growing as YouTube because you, the community, are helping me do so. So smash those likes and help me get to 2.2 thousand subscribers. Yeah? Let's get that done. But I need to talk about Chelsea. Big up David as well. Every single person who puts in the comments, I'll put it up on the screen. Super chats also welcome. So if you want to get your message guaranteed to be read out and starred, put in the super chat and join the membership. There will be live memberships. I've been very, very busy the last 2 weeks and I promised it, so I need to talk about it. News about the swap deal. Big up Mazza himself, always showing love. Everybody in here is always showing me love. Big up yourself. I know you love talking to me, and that's what it's all about. Big up Daniel Knights as well. Any news, guys, send me links. Because I've got updates to give you guys. Well, I know it's not on the thumbnail, but there are updates in terms of on Chelsea. Yeah, hopefully we can get some more news on the swap deal, but I've heard nothing yet, just from Fabrizio Romano earlier, and it was a bit vague. But yeah, forget Liverpool, man. That army team, forget Liverpool. We can do better than them this season. Chelsea are still favourites. We haven't won the league, so we're not in that position, but we can do better than them. Let's go back to Chelsea playing amazing football, okay? Because that's the segment. So be very, very clear. Chelsea have put themselves in a position where the football, the youth, the versatility, the management is all working out in our favour. And the reason why I like this chat so much, the reason why I like this so damn much is because it's basically showing that you should trust what your club is doing. And my thing is never trust the process blindly. Do not listen to these Arsenal fans, right, who talk about trust the process, the football being better, and nothing to show for it. My manager, I'm going to show you guys a picture, is walking out with trophies in his hand. He's walking out with trophies in his hand. He's not walking out with hope. He's walking out with trophies. He is walking out with trophies. I'm going to say it one more time. My manager is walking out with trophies, meaning my process is about winning. It's about the team. It's about continuity. It's about trophies. It's not just about competing and getting a better squad. It's not about that. And that's what I like about the team. 20 matches, 16 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 2 trophies. It's not top 4 as well. It's not just about the team. It's about the manager. It's about all the recruitment. And this is why from the very beginning and why you guys like me is because I'm consistent. I said it would work out. And don't forget, guys, this is just the beginning. This is only the beginning. We've just started. This isn't the last 100 games. It's 20 games from the end of last season to the World Cup now into pre-season, okay? This is a continuation. Do you understand? So let's make it very clear. This is the beginning of this evolution of the team, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm very much liking what I'm seeing. I'm big up Dev in the background. But I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I hope you guys are as well. Chezinho, you know the vibes, Dave the GOAT. Big up Dave the GOAT himself. I think Chad a bit injury. People said this, Ryan, but I'm not 100% sure. Big up Young G. What are you saying, bro? Big up yourself. We say Mr. HD as well. Big up yourself, bro. Do you think we need a centre back? I don't feel confident with Fafana. I can't rely on his fitness. I forgot about Fafana, you know. Then Daniel, we don't even talk about Fafana. He don't exist. Is Garnacho not coming? Bro, Jackson's not staying. He's gone. Like, he knows. The thing with Jackson is this. It's diverting away from the topic, but quickly, Jackson wants to play. He knows he's not going to play. The club knows this. He knows this. He's going to leave. Whether it's a loan, obligation, option, it doesn't make sense for him to stay. I don't like the fact we've only got 2 strikers, but if we get Xavi Simons in, maybe I confirm it. Because that means Neto, if he went up front, we still would have 2 wingers who could play either side. Esteval, Palmer, Gittins, Alejandro, if he joins, probably. I don't rate Garnacho like that, but at least he's an option on the wing. He's a winger. George will be going alone. So last season when Neto went up front, the problem is you have no good left winger. So you're playing George up front on the left. It stunk. Beat up Devin in the building every single
Facts.
time.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Dev, that's the main difference. I don't want to talk about that too much because we're going to talk about Xavi Simons shortly. But do you give what I just said in terms of like Neto going up front this season wouldn't be as bad because you'd still have the same system. It wouldn't be like you need to play George and
I
Mahama
think
James.
I just think a lot of people need to give, and I'm not even talking about a project or anything, like give some players some time. I say this frequently in a lot of streams. Stop judging a player in the first 2 months that the player is in the club. Like people, I was online after our last friendly, and people were slating delap because he missed a couple of those one-on-one
That's
sitters,
once he missed was
and
even
I'm
that
like,
bad.
yeah, and I'm just like, delap has played what, maybe less than 5 competitive games for Chelsea. Like, why are you? You can't be judging him as a player or him as a player in our team based on a couple of friendlies. So that's neither here nor there. I do agree with most of everything you said, which is I can't see how Maresca doesn't walk away with a trophy. I'm not gonna go ahead and say we're gonna win the Champions League or win the Prem, but I feel like we could easily win any other competition. And as far as the Champions League, I feel like we can go down. We could take anybody out, and obviously a big boy could take us out. So I can't see why we can't go far in the Champions League. The easiest way to put it is like my expectations are back to the good old standard days, brother. Top 4 is a minimum, an expectation, a must. Bring in a domestic trophy if possible. And last but not least, you need to compete for the big major honors. You don't have to win the Prem. I'm not going to just act just because of our signings, because of what has happened, that we're just going to all of a sudden just expect Chelsea Football Club to be the ones to win the Premier League. However, I would like you to compete. I would like it to be more than 75 plus points this season, if possible. That would show real competition, show that we're actually like in it past, January or February. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, as long as we're competitive like that, you give me top 4 minimum, and he can win some type of trophy. I don't believe we should be having any talks about Maresca. He's been
100%.
doing a wonderful job so far.
We'll do a mini segment at the end towards like what we expect, because the Premier League is literally our next game. It's gone so quickly, man. The summer's gone very quick.
Who just won the Shield today against Liverpool?
I thought doing basically 6 streams a week, basically, would be like so long. It's ended up being we've done it, and we're nearly at the Premier League already. It's mad. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, it goes proper quick. But that's life, man. It happens quickly. But yeah, back on the football, yeah.
Neto. My bad. One thing I forgot about Neto. A lot of people judged Neto last season when his assist stat would have been higher if some finishers would have put the ball in the back of the net.
That's what we're talking about now. It's basically, this segment was, before the question came about Jackson, we spoke about like our expectations. But if you go back to it, yeah, the main point is that the football is going to improve, because not just about the football, it's about the personnel as well. So last season is obviously fresh. It's not going to be the best. And even Liverpool's system wasn't the best, but they had the best players to play it. So you need the combination of both. There's no point having a good system and terrible players. There's no point having a terrible system with great players. They both don't work. You need a bit of both. Or you need not a bit of both, you need both. Because, for example, that Liverpool game today, if Van Dijk he drops by 10%, that 10% difference could be the difference between them like winning the league and fighting for the league. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, actually, that is a fact. If Van Dijk drops off at all, they will not win the league because their defense has holes. Yeah.
And it doesn't mean just because delap and Pedro here that they score a few more goals doesn't propel us all of a sudden to being the best team in the world. But what it does is it now makes us more competitive in the league. So, for example, those games against Ipswich, where it's 2-2 and you have a last-minute chance and it falls to Noni, now it falls to Esteval. Now when you're playing against Fulham at home and you're struggling and Reshka doesn't trust the subs, which is why he didn't make any subs until like the 80th minute. Now he's got a whole, like you say, Caribbean, a whole leap of substitutions to make. A lot of subs. Now he's got no excuses. Now there's 0 excuses for not making subs early in games or making subs quick. Because now you've got like for likes. He can go here. And dare I say you bring in a Xavi Simons as well. Dare I say that? There's too many options. And we haven't even spoken about Lavia. We haven't even spoken about Lavia. We haven't even spoken about Lavia or Fafana.
That's why I was saying, people remember in the chat we were arguing about GUI and all this. We won't get deep into the center back talk, but all I said was we just need a center back for the cover, man. Just because Caldwell went down, because of all the competitions we want to compete in. I'm not even saying it like Caldwell going down means our season is over or we can't compete at the highest level. It's just like literally for cover, God forbid, more injuries. Because if you get too many injuries, say we get another injury to the back line, say Fafana goes down, now it's looking spooky. You know what I mean? Now we have to put the same center backs in, week out, and we only have maybe one rotational sub. So it's like, yeah, we just need a center back to make sure we're good. But the system, man, the system is so dynamic. The amount of subs we can make, the systems he can change. We can have two in midfield. Today he switched it from two, the pivot with Enzo and Caicedo, which you see normally in the Prem. Then he put three in midfield when he took Palmer off and put all the other subs in with delap in them. So it's just like, I'm just excited, man. Like, you're going to see a lot of good football, and you're going to see not only that, but you're going to see so many different like connections, like Esteval and Palmer, for example. And Esteval can be Palmer can be subbed for Esteval. You get what I'm saying? So it's just so many combinations we're going to get to see this season.
No, facts. And there's just too many players to start praising. There's so much praise to give this team. God, I don't know what's going on my layout today. It's a mad thing. Let me just put this back. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, it's just so good the way we're playing right now. And I feel confident. And the reason why I feel confident, Dev, in comparison to last year, because we're talking about football right now. We'll talk about the players in this next bit now. But it's because of the continuity. It's been like over a year of the same football. The fact is one stuff, which breeds confidence and belief. Because if you work in a job and your work is delivering achievables and objectives, you just get more motivated because your work means something. What's the main thing everyone wants in jobs is meaningful work. Meaning you're a footballer, you work as a decorator to an analyst, to a broker, to insurance. Whatever job you work in, you need to have meaning. Else you're just working for the sake of it, which makes life and that's a whole different spiral. So that's same with football. Because the work they do, because it is their job essentially, because their work is one stuff, that's why winning is so important, because it breeds a different belief and you believe in your work. And then when the players join, they join a winning system and the camaraderie and the laughs and the joke. And look how much banter and like chemistry they all have, and all that you them 20 to like 30 max. I think Cucurella and Tosin are probably the 27 hitting that bracket. That's not even old, by the way. In life, that's very young. But
young.
I mean, in football terms, it's probably medium, probably say.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is that that's why you can sense Esteval is smiling. Look, he got a penalty today, and the way he was looking for it was like it was a proper Champions League final. It was like, yo, Pen, it's the enthusiasm, the belief, the smiles. That stuff off the pitch makes a big difference on the pitch, which is why it's important to see that stuff and why everyone is happy to see the team. Because last year, 2 years ago, Dev, we had players fighting over penalties. And by the way, that stems from the same positive mindset, but they were doing it in a negative way because the system wasn't good, because you're not winning games, desperation, quality is not as good. So it's a good intention, just a bad way of doing it. Whereas now you don't need to do that because everyone knows their role, everyone knows what they're fighting for, everyone knows competition, and even on that was a good segue for myself, to be fair, because Joao Pedro kind of released a statement about the competition, which I'm going to find somewhere here. There it is. And this kind of sums up what I'm trying to tell Devin, you guys in the chat, that he says, Joao Pedro, I don't want to say competition with Liam. I think it's just good for Chelsea. Both strikers are at a good level. Facts. And that's literally what the club want. They want 2 strikers or 2 cams or 2 left wingers, 2 centre-backs, 2 left-backs to look at each other and go, yo, we're boys, we're competing. And if we compete, and if we're boys, we're going to win. Because we believe in our quality and our camaraderie and our competition in the team is going to make us all stronger. And therefore, we're going to win. And big up Mo, big up yourself. Let's get 40 likes. Exactly, fam. Let's go. Yeah, no worries, bro. Dev's sorting himself out, but that's why I'm confident in the team, guys, because the competition, the fighting haven't been the same as me. Competition doesn't have to be the same as me versus exactly. It doesn't have to be versus you versus me, but it's like we're just being the better version of ourselves, the best of the team, so that we can all win trophies. You know what I'm saying? So that it could work in that way as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm seeing it. I see it like that. Yeah, it's not negative. I just hope you. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm all blessed. Happy to see Chelsea winning as well, which makes everything better. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, smash those likes for me. Smash those likes for me, please. I need to be hitting those subscriber goals. I need to be hitting those like goals. Subscribe to the channel. Do not delay. We are 95 away from hitting 2,200 subscribers. So road to 3,000 subs. Current season to start. And if you can't also wait for the season to start, subscribe to the channel. Don't delay. Make sure we hit those goals. Dev, Jimmy, Rob, Jay, Don, Den, everyone joins. We all join each other's channels. Andrew, we all give you guys content for you guys to consume. All you have to do for me is subscribe and hit the like button. That's all I ask you to do. Not even super chat, not even join memberships. That's a bonus. Do those for your bread and butter and make the Chelsea community great again. So make sure you do that. Make sure you do that, man. And for that person who unsubscribed, be it yourself as well. You joke, man. You loser. But anyway. But yeah, Chelsea looking good. And now I want to talk some players. I want to talk about Joao Pedro quickly. I want to talk about Joao Pedro. I want to big him up. You know what? We'll talk about Joao Pedro, right? And delap into one. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Joao Pedro and delap because obviously 2 players today who showed what they're about. 2 players today who, like everyone is kind of suggesting, are in competition with each other. But I just love the fact that I don't know. I just love the fact that we're just doing our thing.
What do you mean, like as a system, as a team?
Yeah, I love the fact that Joao Pedro is just doing his thing. Let's make it look easy. He's joined the team.
Oh, Pedro, Mr. Pedro.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about now.
You know the thing about Pedro is though, it's like, do I want to believe he's really gonna be consistent? It's like because we've been scarred so hard.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the only. Do you know what it is, Devia? It's because we haven't seen it. It doesn't mean he can't do it. It's just because we haven't seen it.
Agreed.
Like he definitely has all the. Like for example, he scored a long shot. He scored a. What's the other score he scored in that game? Oh yeah, he scored a long shot. He scored the close range. He scored the chip, and he scored the header. So that's 4 different ranges of finishes from him. So this is also not too good to be true, you could say, but it's like Dev is saying, which is a very valid question, is how reliable are these 2 going to be all season? But what I would say, Devin, caveat to our own worries, is that because they both have Prem experience, because they're both a good age, I feel like it actually will be okay because they're not relied upon only. We've got so many players in the team for goals, you see? That's what I think is good. Is like even Liverpool. It's like if let's say delap and Joao Pedro both worst case scenario, they're both going for a bad 2 months. I've still got Palmer, Xavi, Gittins, Enzo, Neto, even Garnacho, who's got a fair few amount of goals despite him being poor quality. He still scores goals. I still trust in my squad to chip in. Santos, Esteval. So I still have a bit of confidence that it won't be just on them. And by the way, that's an assumption that they both are going through terrible form. And we're talking like
I really don't think based on what I've seen.
Like 10 games, no goal. That type of beat.
I can't see it though.
And you see that happening there? I don't know about you. I can't.
I can't, bro. My thing is, I'm not even saying it like, sure, they're going to go through goal droughts. Like, there's going to be a time where it's like 4 games on the bounce and Pedro hasn't scored. But I can't see him being like dead, like drawing dead. Because the thing would happen to Palmer, and people keep mistaking this about Palmer, like, oh, why did Palmer drop off? Palmer dropped off last season. Palmer dropped off last season because motherfuckers man marked him out the game. And by man mark, I mean double team. They were like, okay, Palmer's the most creative player in this team. Palmer's causing the most damage. Double team him. So people are wondering why Palmer's getting shut down when you got some of the biggest center backs in the game in the Prem, and they're both literally, you could see it in the system. If he closed in the space on the box, both of them are dropping to get him. So it's like, and then before that, if we're talking about outside of the D, in the midfield, you're having two people close him down before you can get passes off. But this season, what's gonna happen is you're gonna see when Palmer gets double teamed.
Yeah, you know, it's the fact that, like I said in the chat, I think you responded after. I said because we've got the Gittins and the Garnachos who are very touchline left, and we've got on the right Esteban and Palmers and the Netos, and those chemistry, you're seeing it. Obviously, Palmer and Neto last year played. You can just tell they know exactly where to be, what to do. Having both sides, it's going to free up so much space for the Cams, for the Eights,
what I'm trying to say,
Enzo Fernandez's, whoever shot who was unlucky enough to score, for the delaps or Joao Pedro's up front who drops in or makes that run, or even you'd say the 10, whoever plays it, whether it be Xavi Simons or Palmer or Esteval.
Or swaps Esteval or moves Palmer to the right if he wants to keep Palmer on the right.
Yeah, like now it's not just, oh, lock up Palmer, you can have a good game. This works with the other teams as well. Like I can say the same thing for Man United now. They've got Sesko and Mbemo Cunha. So they're going to be harder to mark. Same with Arsenal, Gyökeres, Saka. Their left wing's an issue, but Noni's still a threat, so you got to look at him. So all teams, to be fair, they've all got a lot of attackers to look at. But I feel like Chelsea's are very balanced. I feel like we've got a good balance at the moment, and that's what I like. So I can't dispute that. Like you can see here, delap 2 goals, man, the match. Joao Pedro. And then obviously this guy says Liam Delap was on the pitch for 30 minutes. Good competition. Keep an eye out for this one. Let's see who can start. And Dev, I know we're going to talk about it more in depth this week, but who would you start next week?
See, that's the conversation. I would say, without talking about the rest of the team, because obviously we'll make it a whole thing, but just specifically, I would probably do something very similar to not Crystal Palace, very similar to the Milan game, the friendly, where he just essentially deployed Pedro starting, then he swapped delap in, and it could be very easy because the game can go two ways. Pedro's going to start bright, which I expect, and either he's going to, GA is going to come of that, or it won't. If the GA doesn't come of that, and we're still like on a 0-0 or down 1-0, then I expect Maresca to make the swap and put delap in. And I would rather start it with a singular striker like that because we haven't really seen him deploy twin strikers, and people are going to bring up specific games where, his system, for as versatile as it has been, I've not seen him try a twin striker yet as far as like to implement his system.
Yeah, he's only done
a 4-2-2-2. I've seen a 4-2-2 before, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do it with delap and Pedro as twin strikers, like left forward and right forward. So I just think right now, to keep it simple, we're in a good flow. We have momentum. We have trophies behind us. All the the intangibles, right, to start your season. Don't complicate it. Put your best midfield out, whether that be, if you're going to do the double pivot of Enzo, Caicedo, I'm okay with that. If you're going to put a midfield 3 of Enzo, Lavia, and Caicedo, I'm okay with that. All I want is just don't do any, I don't want Maresca to big brain it. I don't want him overthinking his tactics. I don't want him changing up his system too much. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think he will. I think he might play the same team you saw today. He doesn't have to. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to overcomplicate it because everyone's working. Don't change something that's not broken. Like if it's working and it's not going to work the whole season, so you're gonna have to adapt some games. That's why we've got all these versatile players and the style of play that even his formations, we've seen 3 different formations literally in the last month or so. So we've got plenty of ways of playing football. This made me laugh. Love Fafana and Myth. Yeah, we don't talk about these guys. Me, Dev, all the man. When we're in our chats, we generally don't include them in our teams. They're just
because it's one of the things, and it's so hurtful. Is both those players equally are level raisers if they're just
no.
like
I was literally about to say, I was literally about to say they're probably arguably like two of the better players of the whole team. So like quality.
You can argue Fofana as being the best center back in the club, arguable to Caldwell, and you can definitely argue that
Labi is one of the best talents for his age.
Yeah, period. My thing is, bro, you know we have Lavia and Santos. Like, do you not deep it? Like how nasty it is? It's I just don't want to get too hyped. Every time I get too hyped,
if you talk about the team, it gets hyped, but I'm trying to stay grounded because the Premier League is tough. And it's unforgiving.
No, I respect the Prem. I always we haven't won since. I
don't want to overdo it. I want to be careful this week. I want to get my first win versus Palace, then move on to Brentford or Fulham or West Ham, wherever one's in order. I want to go into these next 4 games, pick up. I've already said them. I was talking to myself the other day. I said minimum 3 wins. If I see anything but 3 wins, I'll be annoyed. And I know we haven't beaten Brentford away. I know West Ham away, other than our season, is usually a bit techie. But
I'll take 2 wins and a draw, brother. Just I better not see a loss is how I feel, because if I see a loss, that means we had to get outplayed. Like, there's no way we're gonna lose a jammy.
No, it's not even that. If we lose any of these games, it'll mean because we didn't finish our chances. There's no way.
But this is what I'm trying to say. After all we've seen in the last couple of months, from the Conference League, the Club World Cup, and now these friendlies, I cannot just see us waking up for Crystal Palace and then everybody just starts fluffing their lines. They haven't been fluffing their lines. So why all of a sudden game 1 against in more serious scenarios, like Club World Cup final is more serious than the opener against Palace.
So. No, facts. It's literally just like anxiety and PTSD. I don't think it's like logically.
I agree.
Yeah, logically, what we're saying wouldn't make sense because we've literally scored hella goals in the last 2 months. It's more Prem PTSD. We've known on the Prem for a while, which is expected, isn't it? Like, I'm expecting 5 wins. What? Yeah. No. By the way, anybody saying that's not mad. It's just it's the Premier League, and it's just football never works linear, innit? It just doesn't. So I've got to be consistent when I say teams like Liverpool won't be as good because of that logic.
Yeah.
That's the same logic I apply for Chelsea. But the difference is, I brought the Joao into that thing. It's confidence. Chelsea are riding a mad wave. We're proper confident right now. There's a lot of momentum. That's the only thing I would say that works in our favour is a lot of people who win the league or do well in the seasons, you always look at their last part of their season. You always look at the back end. And our back end of the last season and winning the Club World Cup is massive. Win. One little loss.
Not to mention, we're not even favorites. So then we become dark horses automatically, which is Chelsea's most favored position in any competition.
DNA, man.
Literally, as soon as they say, "Oh, Chelsea's the dark horse to win this," it was Chelsea's the dark horse to win the Club World Cup. Chelsea's the dark horse to win the Champions League. Chelsea's the dark horse to win this FA Cup. Amen. That's all I'm saying. So,
100%.
It's in the DNA. It's in the badge.
I want to talk about the overall players, a little segment. Make sure you're smashing the likes, people. Summing up to your channel. Just I want to come on and add my 2 cents. Yeah, we'll get you one, bro. We'll get you one. Man, let me get Jesse in. Oh, he hasn't got my.
Big up to the chat too. Make sure everybody's hitting the likes, man. While Chelsea's getting things situated. The likes.
Yeah, Jesse, hold on. I'll try and get your number, because I know you're on Football Terrace. So I need to try and get you in. Big up JJ, 100%. Jesse, let me try and get you in, bro. Big up Trinidadians and all that. Come on. All the people, them. Do you know what I'm saying? But what was I saying, Dev? Overall players. I'm happy with Palmer. Hit the post. Great free kicks. I'm very, very impressed with Gittins, but his finishing needs to improve. I'm going to be consistent. His finishing needs to improve. He was a bit rash. He probably hit the target a few times. Neto is evolving every single game. I'm loving Estebal's his quality and his rawness and his ability to be very confident when he's attacking and he shows his abilities. I love the fact Joao Pedro is being in the right position at the right time and being very clinical is the word. He's been like Dev questioned. His awareness and clinical nature is very, very, very good. Almost too good that you think he's going to run out like fairy dust. So hopefully he can just keep up at a consistent level. No one's saying go 1-in-1. I'm saying maybe 1-in-2, 1-in-3 maybe. And you're good to go, man. GNA 1-in-2. Like, you're good. Assist here, go here. You try and pick up 10 GA by December. A few
My
goals.
thing too is I'm not even on the numbers game. I want to see the results, right? Because if Chelsea goes
results,
in
of
9
course.
wins, 1 draw, and Joao Pedro has 1 goal and 4 assists, I'm not gonna give 2 shits. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like if we've lost 4 games and we have 2 draws and 3 wins, and you're like looking at the stats, then you look at the stats like that, then I would be upset. So it's like it's context. Context matters because like I think there's going to be a lot of agendas going on this season, and I really hope as a fan base we ignore player agendas, we ignore manager agendas, even club agendas. Like my club's bigger than yours, and just focus on winning. Because the thing is, if you look at it, don't put delap against Pedro. Don't say, oh, delap is worse as a striker because his link up play isn't as good as Jackson. Like, let go of the agendas. Let the players play in their strong suits. For example, Enzo's defensive work, even though he's improved recently, is not as good as Caicedo. So I'm not going to put Enzo in Caicedo's role. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to make agendas if for one game Enzo has to play there and he does a worse job. We need to all pull together and make sure we put the players in their proper profiles, which Maresca has been doing an exceptional job at in this recent couple of months. So it's like, yeah, man. Like, how can you not? Even if we don't win the Prem or the Champs, I can't see us not winning a trophy. That's the thing I keep saying repeatedly.
That's my thing, though. Like, AB, I agree with you, by the way, only because of injuries. But you know what is AB? Because we had an argument on this as well. Me and Jimmy were shouting at Joey in that. It's just PTSD because we've got so many injuries and all of our best players get injured. But it's just our luck that I'm not going to say any names because I don't want to.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Because they go down as a rep.
Guys, learn this in life. Words are powerful because they did take your actions. But I don't want to say anything that who's going to get injured. But it wouldn't be surprise me, Devin. It like the other day, Levi Cole gets an injury for the whole season. It's like, oh, shock. Like, oh, I'm so surprised.
Yeah, but it's a Chelsea thing. That's really a Chelsea thing.
Every time things are going well, injury. But I think when the club improves their models, you can kind of caveat that. You can kind of get away with it when you have a good system and 2 for every position, etc., etc., etc. So hopefully now it's not much of a burden on the team if X or Y player got out for a month or 2. Like, you know what? Yeah. I'm not going to say who, but he might get injured. But we've got 2 players who can play there and will do well, by the way. And we'll probably thrive. And we'll probably adapt our system.
The only reason people are worried about the center backs is because you can't trust all the center backs. For example, if you had, I'm just using Colwill, not saying he's the most exceptional one, it's just he's a solid center back. If you had another Colwill and Colwill went down, you know what I mean? You wouldn't be so stressed about it because you'd be like, I know I have this other player. What's good, brother? I have this other player that's ready to perform. You get me? That's ready to step in. For example, if Fofana was fully healthy, no one would be as worried about Colwill going down. I promise you. But it's because we don't think we have another center back that can play to that consistent level that everyone's freaking out because they're like, oh, Chalobah's eventually mistakes are going to show. Towson eventually mistakes are going to show. And it's going to cost us points / cost us trophies. So it's like, if that's the case, get the depth.
100%.
Well said, Jesse. Go ahead,
man. Just been trying to get in with a while, but my team's so quick. Let's get Jesse in. You can come be regular. I'd put your number in, Jess. I'll message you private chat. But let's go back on this, yeah? So, yeah, man. I mean, they were saying it's the adaptability, the versatility I put in the title is what I'm looking at, which makes me confident. Now, I got to do a thing, Dev. It's not necessarily our style of play, which is brilliant at the moment. It's more the versatility, the squad options, the quality. That's what I'm gassed about. I think difference in this season and previous seasons before is that there's many options to score, to defend in the midfield. I'm not just looking at 1 or 2 main guys, and if they're not in it, it's like, oh, we're gonna have a bad game. Like now against Arsenal's, the Champions League games, I could look at a genuine amount of 6 players with a starting off the bench and go, they can make a difference. They could actually today score a goal. That defender is actually quite reliable. He's in good form.
Jazz, you are so right. You are so right. And this is, I am so happy now that we could actually not rely solely on Cole Palmer. Today, I don't know if you noticed, but again, I was on Football Terrace earlier on, and nobody in the panel, basically, nobody in the panel talked about it. Not even me. We hardly saw Enzo Fernandez getting forward today.
Fact.
You hardly even saw Enzo Fernandez in the game. I understand where he was playing, but we didn't have to be reliant on Enzo Fernandez having to crush in the box.
Yeah, facts.
It was like halftime, and I was like thinking about everybody's performances, and I was like, who's playing in midfield with Moises Caicedo?
Same midfield, but you wouldn't know. Yeah.
And I was like, wait, Enzo Fernandez, but we hardly saw him in the game. And that, I think that is testament to the new front line that we created, that these guys actually are doing what they're supposed to do. Enzo Fernandez, yes, he would be crashing in the box like he normally do. Well, when in future games and stuff like that, but today we won't heavily reliant on these guys. And this is what I am so happy about. I am so happy to see, especially going forward into the season. I mean, today Jamie Gittins, he has to work on his shooting.
Yeah, I said this. You hear me say that? I said that.
Yeah, definitely. But I think consistency throughout the season will bring that. I am not worried about that. Also, I am now in favor of bringing in Garnacho.
Oh!
Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why. Here's why, right?
You and Rob need to go on the same stream. I'm getting Rob.
No. It's not. No, it's not that I before I was totally against the whole Garnacho situation. But the way the team is playing now, they're filling us with so much confidence that they are definitely going to challenge for this Premier League. But I don't want it to be, we don't have backup 4 players. If we are going in full, we need backup. We understand Garnacho is a problem. But if we put him in a better situation, then I am all for it. I want us to challenge for this Premier League.
Actually, I've already said it already. People, I was joking to be facetious because I like one in the chat. They don't like it when I say this, yeah. But it's not that bad. It's a win-win because you squad, like I told you, Jesse, they're on the head, yeah. Squad depth, prem proven, has some attributes we don't have in the team. Yes, technically he's not the best, but for example, Gittins technically is good, but shooting isn't as good. You know what I'm trying to say? So every player can improve, but at least it's squad depth in the team, and is a player that we know what he's about and we know what he can improve on. So it's not like an unknown proven player who we don't know about. That's the only thing I would say.
That is all that I want. The squad depth, because for we to actually win this Premier League, to try to win the Premier League, we need squad depth and we need quality. Garnacho has some quality, right? Maresca, probably, I don't know if he wants him or it's just the sporting directors looking for, I mean, they would give Maresca all that he wants, the tools that he needs to try to win, and they will also want to make some kind of profit off some kind of player. We don't know what it is right now with Garnacho, but if he comes in, Maresca is going to use him, and I want us to go all the way to try to win this Premier League, especially before Arsenal Football Club.
100%, Jesse. I keep thinking about this. If we're in the title race, it's a little drop off, and us and Arsenal, we beat them. Do you know how mad that would be?
Yep.
For every social media, football, content.
Yep.
The squads. It would change, like, if football hasn't been like that for a while. Especially for us, Jesse, we haven't been in the title race in the league, or we haven't consistently been challenging for anything for a long time.
Yeah.
It's just been like here or there, like champs here, Europa League, but it's never been like back to back. We're gonna compete, and that's what the squad wanted. And from the beginning, Jesse, I saw this. I was on the football terrace 2-3 years ago. They were like, "Terrace, like, oh, Ches, you lost again." And this is where we came 12. What's going on?
I used to see you on the football terrace. Yeah,
people that used to grill me like, "Oh, why do you even the project?" I was like, "Bro, I don't think it's as bad as I was making out. I understand it looks kind of bad, and then slowly, you start to. And by the way, it doesn't mean that we're gonna win the treble.
Yeah,
it just means that
what they told us before. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, progress doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Maybe it'll be like this, but you go up. You go up. You might lose the finals like Liverpool did. You might lose some, win some, but overall, you're improving, and that's why me, Jesse, we're excited. That's what's in the title. Where we look amazing. We're happy.
And again, as I said before, we have to give the sporting directors some praise because they took a lot of stick for the last 2 seasons since they've been here, right? We had protests against the sporting directors and the owners, but they basically came in with a plan and they stuck to what they said they were going to do. Mind you, I totally understand about buying players and flipping. Now, I will say one thing as well, because I said this on somebody else's channel midweek here. We also, as Chelsea fans, we can't get attached to a certain player. By that I mean, if we all seeing Caicedo is becoming this monster CDM, right? He's a monster. We are all going to be in love with Moises Caicedo. These owners told us from the beginning when they came in what their plans was. The plans was to bring in young players. They want to have the best crop of young players all through Europe. And this is exactly what they are doing. Take, for instance, Cucurella. 2 years left on his contract. 2 years left, right? We already started hear reports of Al Nassr. Immediately as those reports came out, we are hearing now Cucurella is going to be offered a contract. I'm giving it 2 seasons and Cucurella is going to be sold. When he's in his peak, we just buy Gerald Heto for 43 million. You really think Gerald Heto is coming Chelsea Football Club to be a squad player? Absolutely not. That is Cucurella's replacement.
Thinking ahead, and then they'll get the new one, and he'll come
and the cycle just continues. So we can't fall in love with players.
Like Quenda,
as it should, though, because if you're winning, that's the whole.
Get rid of
that's the whole system.
You get rid of Jackson. But why are you signing Quenda? Where's he gonna play? And now you see, oh, you know what, Pedro Neto. I'm not saying he won't step up. If let's say he falls off this season that he did last season, then we might all look at it and go, you know what, Quenda's coming in, Pedro Neto leaves, and then you get another player coming, and then Esteban side the season, Palmer now side the season, so they could be the right winners. You might get another 10. It just depends. It will be fine. It'll be 29.
This is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to wait until these players peaking
last juice. Maybe they see a bit of decline or the players want to be there. It might even be Esteban might want to go to Real Madrid, which is very plausible. If he's as good as he makes out to be. But then guess what? 100 mil.
Yep. Correct. I am trying not to get attached because Esteban has already stolen my heart, guys. I'm being realistic. But at the same time,
2 games.
2 games. We are seeing this. We are seeing this quality of this young man. 2 games. Man, Esteban. Wow, what a player.
Amazing.
He is going to bring so many penalties, draw so many penalties for this team. I said it when I did my video midweek here. This guy is going to draw so many penalties for Chelsea Football Club. And today, my God, guys.
Dev, what are you saying? Like, we're going to end the stream shortly, but let's talk about next season, you know. the season starts next week. We said about 5 games. We want to win 4 or 5 of them minimum. Got United, Fulham, Brentford, Palace, and the Hammers. Okay, no particular order, by the way. But I want to get 4 or 5 wins out of that one. How are we going to do that? What do you think needs to be improved?
I think, as crazy as this is going to sound, it's not even about improvement. Continue to play the way we've been playing.
So
why are you trying to improve upon that? You went 3-0 against PSG. You won every one of these friendlies, mixing and matching multiple players in and out. So do it in competitive fashion. All you need to do, big up to yourself, man. All you need to do realistically, put the same players you've been putting in their exact profiles. This is Crystal Palace, and then as the other games you said, Brentford, United, Hammers. Each one of those teams does not require us to big brain anything. There should not be a requirement of, I need to figure out how to nullify this PSG. I need to figure out how to prevent us from leaking this amount of goals. It should be, put your best team out, and whichever Maresca's tactics you want to use. You want to use the 2 pivot, you want to use the 3 midfield, do whatever you want to do, because the core 4 is still the same. The attacking 4 that switches in and out around the box it's always going to be the same in every game. Once you do that, I expect 3 wins, because I have PTSD, all these things, but Ches, it's like, if you've been watching us, which you have, just like all Chelsea fans have, if we do what I just said, there's no reason we don't win the game. I'm doing it with caution, right? I'm thinking maybe Pedro might blink in his first game, which is crazy. I still have Palmer over there. Let's say, for God, somehow they shut down Palmer. I now have delap on the bench. I have Esteban who can come on for Palmer. There's too many players on this team for me to see Chelsea lose 1-0. I'm sorry. If we lose games, it's because we scored a goal and someone beat us 2-3. There's no way we should be losing a game 1-0. If the whole team blinks like that, I'll come in after that game and we'll have a serious talk. Because there's too much talent. There's too much attacking impetus. There's too much creativity. There's too much fluidity. Just not.
100%. The only thing that will stop us from doing the same team be continuous is just, unfortunately, the injuries. And obviously, you guys are talking about it, which is very fair enough. We got 1 centre-back left, and I know a lot of rivals go, but you got like 7. Whatever. But anyway, the point is that the Sassi's leaving. Balashile is extremely unreliable. He's like Fofana and like
volatile. Yeah.
He's not there. He's not whatever. So you got Tosin, Chalobah, who's fairly durable.
But he's injured right now.
That's it. So we're in trouble. So we do need to get centre back, especially if Sassi is leaving. So yeah.
What if we get somebody on loan? Because I understand we may need a centre back to take us to help us throughout the season, but we don't want to bring in a centre back and hear me out. We don't want to bring in a centre back.
I was talking about the super chat. You said
yes,
yeah.
We don't want to bring in a centre back and then next season, throughout the season, when Colwell comes back,
I said this.
What we are going to do with the centre back, unless we make the decision to sell Badiashile next season.
I agree with you.
Or loan them out.
Loan's best option is it's not realistic. By the way, the idealistic situation is you get a good loan, Cole comes back, injuries return, and you're good. But like Jesse's saying, I said this before, if we do get a top left centre-back, the problem then becomes, when he comes back, let's just say, for a weird universe, Fofana stays fit for 70% of the season. Now you've got like 4 guys. And realistically, between Champs and Prem, I doubt you're going to keep changing the starting 11, the starting centre-back. So you might start them in game, like maybe you put Tosin on last 15, 20, but I'm talking about like starting. You're probably not going to want to move centre-backs. The positions you move like that are still an attack.
There's no way you can do it, though, because it's like, I keep saying bring a center-back, but my point is, that's why I was arguing against Gray the other day, because it's like, if you bring him in, who are you also willing to sell? Because it's going to have to be multiple, not single, multiple center backs in order to facilitate him into the team.
Yeah.
So my thing was like, all right, get in the ideal world, you get a Gui or you get a Bastoni, right? And then you sell Badiashile, you sell
Yeah,
this
get rid
other.
of
I'm not
Balogun.
looking like for like
Yeah.
center backs. I'm talking about making room. After that, then you decide who's going to play in the base 3/4 if for some reason Morosco starts using a back four, which I don't see. And then, yeah. I mean, excuse me, not back four, back five, sorry.
The club needs to help the fans out, because even we don't know. You get paid millions of pounds, not being like a bit degrading or like telling them what to do in a way. But you get my point. Like, they earn a lot of money. They have to make.
Lord. People
they've
in
also
Garnacho.
Huh?
No, you're chatting Garnacho, guys. Garnacho's coming, bro. I'm not even his biggest fan. Just he's gonna be depth.
Yeah,
it's not
guys,
that deep.
People saying
not
like
that deep.
happen. Xavi Simons and Garnacho will be Chelsea players.
Yes,
Maybe
they
not.
will be.
They both will be. Because then Cuckoo and Jackson will 100% be leaving, unless there's something like an injury or something.
Lion share, that's spot on, man.
A lot of the Chelsea fan base already start to go in meltdown asking where is Xavi Simons, because he played yesterday with Leipzig, right? People like, where's Xavi Simons? Is he really coming? But people need to understand, we need to make room in the team. It's not that we need the money to buy these players. We just need to make room. We just need to sell these players. Nicholas Jackson.
Jesse, these are the same people blaming the ownership and directors because we had a bloated squad and too many. You know what I'm saying? It's just the agendas will fit with the bias. That
is so true. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense, because they'll say that, and then they'll be annoyed about that. And then if we wasn't to sell Nkuku because he got injured, they'll complain like, "Oh, Nkuku's on 150, 200k a week, and you've got Xavi, and you've got Palmer. It's too much."
Yeah.
Allow it.
Yeah, they just need to understand that this needs to happen first before we acquire these players. I don't really think it's the fee for Xavi Simons, because Chelsea shown before that they don't have a problem spending big on young potential. I don't think it's the fee. I just think they need to move on these players.
Yeah, listen, Jesse, the fee talk is filler buffer. It's just
it's
just news to Chelsea. I'm going to say it's done in terms of, I think the fees agreed. I think the terms are agreed. It's literally they can't financially buy him without selling someone.
Not just that alone. You all remember, even with UEFA, we have to get Nicholas Jackson and Nkunku out so we could register players. Some like what Barcelona is going through. If we bring Garnacho and Xavi Simons in, players have to leave because they are on the register sheet or something like that. So they have to leave. So these players also could come in and get registered as well. So all those things we need to think about before we come here, because I watch a lot of them, they're in panic mode. Where's Xavi Simons? Where's Xavi? He's going to be here, guys. Just wait for it.
Yeah, patience, man.
Mind you, let me be clear. Xavi is not overkill, but that's literally like adding the frosting on the cake. Do you understand? Like without Xavi, it's not like, oh, all of a sudden we can't compete. We're adding depth, quality depth.
That is what we need.
If Xavi is fit, Santos would be more advanced.
That's the thing. I can't speak because people always argue this about Santos with better box to box, better as a defensive midfielder, better as an advancing. I'm not going to speak on that because he's only had the season at Strasbourg. He's too young for me to be like, oh, okay.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need to see more games of him in the Prem, which is why I'm glad he's here. And then once we'll start.
But I don't, the way he plays, that assist today, I know it's 90.
Wow, what an assist!
But like that just showed me like. He gives me more attacking than he is tenacious, but doesn't mean he's defensive. Does that make sense?
I see he's very good with intercepting, that's for sure. And now, from what you've seen with that layoff, he has the understanding of attack. So it's like, let's see what goes on when he's playing. Like, and we're gonna find out very soon.
Yeah, and that Santos assist, that was a world-class assist. Immediately as I saw that, I was like, delap scored this. and so he did it. That was world-class. Now what I would say is like we are just speaking about Enzo Fernandez, right? He could be on the chopping block. Guys, we have replacement for these people, these players. If you know you are an Enzo Fernandez fanatic, a lover, take a just back.
Nah, Jesse, not
Because
yet. Yeah, not yet. Not yet.
just back. No, I'm not saying
We
right
need it.
now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying right now. I'm just saying.
Jesse, I know what you're saying, yeah, but Enzo Fernandez is like the glue in it. He's like the middle piece. He literally helps the whole team.
No problem.
I know
That
what you're
is
saying,
so true. That is so true. But remember, we just said earlier on, Enzo Fernandez was invisible in the game. Once Santos came on, you saw more of Santos than you did of Enzo Fernandez. We just said Santos could break up play. Enzo Fernandez, he can run. He got better at it. He breaks up play a bit, but people still dribble around Enzo Fernandez. Think about it.
Hey.
Think about it. I'm just saying.
He's not Enzo hater. He's just saying if Santos can improve even more, it's going to become.
I am not a Enzo hater. No.
Now, by the way, guys, I'll just give Jesse a little bit. I think Enzo Fernandez is actually like he's so good in it. Like he's sick.
Yes.
Jesse's not saying he's not. He's just saying Santos could be even better than him. If he can improve the offensive and still offer more defensively, then
Jesse's just speaking on the model, people. And the model says bring in a player that might be better than the last.
It's not that I am slandering Enzo. Hey, man, I love Enzo. I love Enzo Fernandez. But what it is, I'm just saying, as fans, we need to be a little bit realistic. We need to clock, see what it is these owners and what it is they're doing. And again, they are about their business. They are about that money, that moolah, that cheddar.
Mm-hmm. It's true. People, then, man. End the stream now, man. But love for all of you guys joining me up. Jesse, we'll get him on more. Jesse, look at the private chat. Answer the question in the private chat. You can do that for me, bro.
Indeed, private chat.
Yeah, it's a private chat. I put a question in there for you. But yeah, people them in the chat, man. Love for joining. 6th stream this week, literally for Monday. Premier League talk starts. So I think you've enjoyed the transfer window and all these guests and all me talking and waffling on these teams. But now we're going to talk about football, the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, everything. We're back in the big boy competitions. We've got a great squad. Transfer news is still coming on the way. Chelsea update shows. Great shows for you guys. And Premier League this time next week will have returned. So be up and be blessed to God for all 2.2k of you who are in the building. Make sure, 2.1k of you. You can't make money off 102 million. 100% Enzo Fernandez is fantastic. But yeah, but every single person who's joined, we'll see you tomorrow. Be up, Deb and Jesse, for joining. Yeah, love for love, man. Great show as always. Great for you guys as well. I love it. We'll see you tomorrow, man. Love. Up the Chelsea.
Yeah, man.